Hi, I'm Tochi from OpenFn. I just want to quickly show you how you can use the OpenFn inspector to add business logic to your steps. On my screen, I have here opened the workflow that needs to take data from a REST API service and map that data to DHIS2 data elements and sync the data to DHIS2. To add business logic to any of these steps, you simply have to click one of the steps, and when the panel opens on your right, there's a button with a coding icon on it. So click that to open the inspector. Once the inspector is opened, you will see 3 panels in that view. The first panel is the input panel. As you can see here, you can collapse it or you can expand it. The second panel is the editor panel. This is the panel that you use to add your business logic and write all your operations for data transformation. And the last panel is the output and logs panel. This is usually visible when you create a new work order. Let me walk you through what the input panel is. Let's dive into what is an input panel. So the input panel, that's where you'll be able to create your starting input that will be utilized by your step when it runs. To create a new input, you simply have to select in the drop-down, create a new input. And in this black box, you create a JSON input that acts as your initial input when this run is being executed. So let's say I want to create a JSON, and my initial data is a JSON object that has a name, key, and a value of Miles Morel. So we have covered what an input is. Let's chat a bit about the editor panel. So the editor panel, this is where you're going to add all your business logic or the operation for data transformations. To do that, you need to utilize the functions that are provided by the adapter. As you can see in the bottom tab here in this editor, we have the docs tab, and this docs tab highlights the functions that this adapter provides. So you want to use this function, it's very simple. All you have to do is either copy or click add when you expand them, and it will add that example in your job code. So I've written a simple step that utilizes the input data that we have created from the input panel. To make use of it and to see what will happen, you have to create a new work order. To do that, on the right corner, you will see a create new work order button. Click it to run and see the work order being executed. As you can see, this step has been executed successful, and in the input logs, as you can see, this step has been executed successful, and in the log tab, we see the activities that has been generated during the workflow execution. If you move to the input tab, this will show you the input that was during the workflow execution. As you can see, it had created, and that's what have been used. And when you move to the output tab, you will see the final output when this step is done being executed. Well, let's quickly recap what we have learned. We have learned how to add business logic or operation to an existing step by simply opening the OpenFn inspector. Doing so, you are able to create a new input, edit the business logic, and create a new work order. We have also learned how to utilize the adapter documentation that we have in the editor panel. I hope this was useful and insightful. Catch you on the next one.